She came back to New York, and now her songs is like, I'm from New York. What the fuck you think I'm supposed to say? Good morning? Like, it's some crazy, aggressive.
It will change. Welcome to Glass Half Full. I'm Jody Joe. Got my dog E-Man right here. Saddle Ward. Hey, this is Glass Half Full, man, where I gotta, see the positive side of things. The glass isn't half empty. The glass is half full. And the topic for today is the statement, rap music is not to blame for black culture being trash. I know a lot of people go straight to the rap hip-hop music because it's so prevalent and it's pushed and shown and people copy it and people are influenced by the rappers and their social media awareness, the brand of the rappers and shit. Ja Morant is in the NBA right now, or he might not even be in the NBA because he waving a pistol twice while listening to NBA Youngboy, a rapper. I understand that it's really easy to say and blame grown men and grown women for why hip-hop is influencing them. At the end of the day, I'm here to say it's these niggas' fault and they goddamn parents. These kids don't have good parenting. It's simple as that. I come from a semi-home, broken but fixed. I have a lot of friends who don't have daddies. I have a lot of friends who listen to hip-hop music. They're not killers. They're not in jail. They don't have records. They're not bad people. At the end of the day, we have to stop looking for reasons to blame why the black community is trash and just understand that it's not rap, it's how we're raised as children. You know, I see freaking a gang of kids in the streets with their parents with them and the mama cussing them the freak out, calling them, little nigga, come here, saying the B word to their kids. The little young black girls are being told that they're little hoes and bitches. The little boys are being called niggas. There's no daddy in the house. There's no structure. The root of why the black community is doing bad is because of the lack of the black men in the household. That's the root of the issue where we need to target. And that has nothing to do with rap music. The government has a lot to do with that. Many, many years ago, the government decided we got to take the black man out of this household for this black foundation to crumble. 40, 50 years later, look at us now. It worked. Sure. Is the media involved? Yes. Is social media involved? Yes. Is rap music a part of the overall problem? Yes. But that doesn't mean that we could take people's God-given Jiminy Cricket conscience and just turn that shit off and just blame it on the hip-hop music. There's a lot of people in the chat right now who listen to rap, hardcore rap, gangster rap, trap rap, and this new age bullshit that they play, and they're square. They like superhero. They ain't fought a day in their life, but they just like the art of the hip-hop music, bro, because, the beats be hitting, bro, the symphonies, the melodies and shit, bro, this shit sounds good to the ear. But blaming hip-hop music, that ain't it, bro. There's a lot of bad behavior in the black culture, and we need to look at the top. The government, number one, right below that, which is something that we can affect. We can't do shit about the government. They're always going to be the government. There is something that we can do about the relationships within the black household. The men are not in the household. And we can talk about the reasons why, but that's another debate. E-Man, bro, I say rap is not the reason why we're so effed up, bro. You agree with that?
To an extent, but not. I would say like this new age stuff right now. People want to be like it. They want to have that mentality. They want to act that way. I feel like a lot of the new age rap that we have right now. A lot of people who are in jail right now because of stupid shit like this. I feel like it's a lot to do with the subliminal messaging that they have in music. I feel like in these raps, a lot of people, they put a lot of subliminal messaging in this shit. They've been talking about this shit for years. And I feel like a lot of that messes with a chemical balance with a person's mind. Certain people. And I feel like that also influenced them to do so.
So you're saying subliminal messages put in rap music is mind controlling us to be toxic?
To an extent, yes.
If you snort coke, that was your choice. If you do drugs, that's on you.
So,
if you shoot somebody with a strap, that's your fault.
Why do you think we have so many people who smoke cigarettes, that drink, and everything like that? They seen it on the commercials. They seen all this type of stuff 24/7. Those subliminal messages put that in their mind to let them think that they need that. Just like the music that we listen to.
So you're talking about something that's addictive, though. Cigarette smoke, nicotine is something. It's addictive, right? And the tobacco companies are not even with the tobacco companies anymore. Their power is like pretty much gone.
So that's why I'm stating that the same as when it comes to this new.
So you gonna blame 50 Cent for why niggas is killing people? You gonna blame the game of Tupac?
I'm not gonna say
It's not the fact that they're prone to violence.
Put in the music, that's what influenced a lot of them to do what they do. What they put in the
Not
music,
not the fact that they don't have a dad or their mom is trash.
You got people who have mom and dad in the house and they still are killers. You got people who still do it, and I feel that
You have people who have moms and dads in the house
and they
who are still killers. Now, how many people is that? How many people in the black community have both their mom and dad, and the child becomes a killer? Right now, there's having the mom and dad
right
who are good parents,
right,
or is the mom dad trash parents? Because it doesn't matter how many parents you have, if they're trash and they don't teach the child anything, they're gonna come up bad.
There are kids who have mom and dad in the house, and the kid they say that their parents are really good to them, but the kids have the influence, the music, the outside area, everything.
How many is that? Is that the small example? If that's not the general case, you're using like a very small sample of kids. Most people who have problems with their parents turn out to be thugs, addicted to drugs.
I know people who live with they have had a good mom and dad.
Yeah, because you know people that makes it a rule. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying
you know people. So
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm also going by that. You also see these things on the news. You see certain things people talk about. These parents with their children is like they're really good, and next thing you know, their kid is a freaking murder. He murdered like 20-some people or something like that, or he went on a drive-by or did some crazy shit, and their son and them was fine. But when they started listening and have the influence, what they was hearing or what they go by, I truly feel like a lot of the music that new hip hop have, which I don't even call it hip hop, it influenced a lot of people to do crazy shit.
I agree that hip hop can influence. That's not the number one influence. You think that hip hop music influences more than good parenting? We're trying to get to the root of what is the reason. Is hip hop music the bigger problem, or is parenting the bigger problem?
Say a little bit of both.
Cool. So that's what you think.
I think there's a lot going on. I feel like insecurity is a huge problem in the community. I feel like capping, people pretending to be stuff that they're not, for clout chasing is a big ass problem. Yeah. I don't know if it's, I feel like the rap music is the result of the inadequacies and low self-esteem. I think it starts with capitalism to a degree and ends with a low self-esteem. I feel like I was thinking today, all the mechanics I know that know how to fix cars, it's like they share information. Like I'm fixing my car now, Jody know, and they say, oh, you need this or you need that from the radiator. I got people that can take a car apart and put it together, but will feel uncomfortable in a classroom setting. I don't know how to take no car apart. Think how many people, we don't think mechanic is up here. But if you put a car on the ground, it's people out here that's within a 2-block radius. They can put the whole shit together and make it run. I don't know how to gas, engine, combustion, none of that shit. So with hip hop, it's like everybody pretending to be dumb. Like, think how many rappers is parents. Snoop is a parent. Fat Joe is a parent. Ice Cube is a parent. 50 is a parent. The Game is a parent. You hear all these songs about these single mother households, but how many people wrote a song about their kids? It's not popular. Why is that not popular? They pushing a narrative of not being a good father. These guys is probably good fathers. Dre ain't made one line about one kid. You know what I mean? Only time you hear from their kids is on social media when they call them out because they ain't paying child support, shit like that. Yeah, but like Fat Joe is a good dad, but that's not. He don't rap about being a good dad. Why do I hear a rap about? And then everybody, they either rich or extremely poor. Like, oh, we was poor now. We was poor. We could eat roaches in the box, and we had to eat water, and I don't know what it. But anyway, now they rich. Nobody rapping is poor.
Right.
Where's the poor rappers at? You know what I mean? Like,
this.
My stomach was touching, so I had to get a brick. Like, it's bullshit, man. Yeah. Everybody's not out here selling drugs. And why do they all claim to be that way? Because they're scared to really be themselves. scared to really be who they are, waiting on the bus.
Why is a child scared to be themselves? Isn't that tied to
I
how
don't
they were
blame the
raised?
children because children are insecure. But when you got a young music given by young people, I think as you mature and get older, some of the narrative needs to change too.
Bad kids become bad adults.
You got adults trying to look 14 years old, 15 years old. They gotta have the latest sneaker and at some point you gotta.
What are you saying? Are you saying it's hip hop music?
I'm saying
Over
it's
the
still
parenting?
parenting. No, it's still parenting at the end of the day because can no radio, can no tablet, can no television raise your child. You know what I'm saying? Prison system is one thing, capitalism is another thing, but kids,
Imagine if you're a father and you could tell your son to not how to not be influenced by the hip hop music he watches, listens to. You know what I'm saying? That's good parenting, as well as preparing the child to deal with listening to hip hop music, knowing that it's a lie. Like you talked about Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, how they don't talk about being fathers, how they want to talk about wholesome stuff. Letting your child know this is just fake.
Yeah.
Would prepare them to not be influenced by it.
But it's the image, though. It's the thing about
the
that.
most biggest cop out a parent can say is, "Do as I say, not as I do."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the image, though.
That's trash.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do. They sit up there and smoke. I see parents smoke a cigarette, be like, "Don't smoke a cigarette. Get high in front of their kids, and don't expect the kid to get high."
Don't drink.
Don't smoke.
But also fear, because a lot of older people are afraid of young people. I remember Biggie Small said they even scared of us. You know what I mean? And then when you got good people that's scared of bad people, this is why prison system dominate the community, because the prisoners and the ex-cons is taking jail politics and applying it to the outside world. Snitches get stitches. Don't do this. You can't do that. And the regular people is not willing to fight or die for what they believe in.
It's the image, though. I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's like when people see the image of a rapper or an artist or anybody like that, even when they see people in the street, the reason that a kid, even if they have like a good point or whatever, they see that image and they see like this, like we just talked about yesterday. With us, when we were kids, we used to think the gangbang gets the cars, gangbang gets the girls, gangbang get this, right? But then we realized later on that that's not true. But because of South society and how the, as I say, subliminal messages and everything works, subliminal works, you think that's just cool. You think it's fly. It's hot.
There's a
So
reason
you want
why
to be
you
like
think
that.
it's
You
fly.
want to be like that. If T.I. talking about selling dope and this shit is fun and this motherfucker rich as fuck, how come I can't sell dope and become like this and be like this dude? If 50 Cent talking about I just put a whole bunch of bodies or whatever and got away with it, I could probably get away with it too. If what's the name is saying this, so it's like those messages in a person's mind.
That makes you weak-minded, though.
That does make you weak-minded. But there's a lot of kids are weak-minded in the world.
Why are they weak-minded?
It's not because of the parent. You can tell the parent can tell the kid all day, you're strong, you're beautiful, nothing can never stop you from being this.
That's
right?
not good parenting.
A parent could give a kid everything, but it's up to the kid to see what they have. The kid might see the parent and be like,
You don't say-
whack. But this motherfucker Young Thug is fired. He's speaking some shit. He inspires me. I want to get tattoos. I want to get like this. I want to go to the streets.
Because they're teaching your son.
He's inspired by that. You're not the parent. What you're doing is whack. What he's doing is amazing.
That's because the kid doesn't know what's real and what's not. If the kid knows what's real and what's not, he would never think Young Thug is someone who's real or someone who should be copied. Oh, Young Thug, that shit was hard. Hey, Young Thug tight. Go ahead and make sure I get my career. At the end of the day, it's about the parenting, bro. I hear it all the time that hip hop music is why
Everybody
the black community is trash, and I hear you. It's a part of it, but overall, parenting at the end of the day, y'all. Y'all heard the freaking debates. What you got? Final thought?
What makes me curious is, as much beautiful things as we had in the black community, should people live in proximity to each other? Should we be spread out more? You know what I mean?
I think black people are the race that should be spread out more because we're prone to violence.
In the ghetto, in the ghettos of the world.
Everybody's trying to get it, man.
I think that even if you take, that would have to take generations to go. But if you take everybody out the ghetto now and you put them into a nice wholesome area, but in close proximity, they will eat each other.
I think so.
Maybe the kids who come out from them, and those kids, then it'll start to get pure. But even then, it's a coin toss, bro.
And America started off with a loaded deck anyway. I feel like we was set up to fail from the rip.
Yep, I agree with that.
So the music is just a reflection of the bullshit that's already underneath the surface. You know what I mean? And a way to, because most people, if there was no money in rap,
We'll be doing it.
a lot of these people wouldn't be doing it. It's no, but
Same
no
with
money.
drugs, yeah.
It was no money in breakdancing. It was not a lot of money in graffiti.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those were all parts of rap,
That's a good point.
and all that shit fell to the wayside
Yeah.
because people didn't really get the bag. You, all that, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what you gonna do with that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
Vin Diesel went to acting and shit. So, breakdancing shit.
So yeah, man, it's a tricky situation. But what do y'all even do? You just dismiss my era of rap where it was LL and Slick Ricks and
That was real rap.
KRS-One
That
and
was
De La
real
Soul. People dressing funny again now, but they talking about being on drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty much dismissed. Nobody really is tripping off of the early 80s shit.
They were mad then saying rap was corrupting the kids.
That's because people didn't understand it.
Nigga, they
though.
said Bart Simpson was bad. Remember that shit? And they said Pokemon's evil. I mean, when you don't know something, you'll be like, oh! But since we saw what bad was.
Yeah.
When the late 80s and the 90s, we saw NWA, Ice-T, Tupac, West Coast, all that shit. That was bad.
Back
You know,
then.
people died over that shit. Like, people died over that. So, nah, bro. I mean, people look at the 80s, early Run DMC, they don't take that shit serious. They be like, yeah, it was the beginning of something, and they, you know, nah, ain't nobody.
That was. I feel like LL, Run DMC.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl. I
You
was
look good, I
taller.
would call.
those I feel like those moments right there are like inspiring moments, but it do want you to. I want to make something about I want to make this happen. I want to get this together. It's not saying to me, I need to go sell dope to make this money. It's more like I gotta find a way to make something happen. I want to be better compared to, you know what I'm saying. You gotta go robbing and killing.
But how do it go from UNITY to murder, death, kill?
I mean, it was around the same time. UNITY was right in the same era. Gangster music was going up, going down. You know, that was her. She was on that. That's what she was trying to preach out. And then even now, even when the shit was going on, Common was still around there saying, preach, yeah, peace, God, love. And freaking the
But
Black
that's
Eyed
still
Peas was
later.
saying, where's the love?
But Latifah was on Ladies First. So I look at her a little bit before all of that comment stuff. But now it's like, us girls is players too.
Yeah.
Now
that's something totally different, right? That's black women destroying other black women.
I don't cook. I don't clean. I don't.
Yeah.
What the?
That's another topic right there. You're right, though.
But is that now, and strip club culture is the new gangster rap. Women, I seen it. It's this little girl out here. Her name is Scarlett. You seen her?
No,
She's a sweet little girl. She had a rough life.
not with that name.
Yeah, she had a rough life. Her brother,
She's a sweet
her
girl,
brother,
and her name is Scarlett.
yeah, her brother bust her in the face and left her bleeding in the street
Damn.
after her mother died because she wouldn't give him no money.
Oh,
And-
she has a scarred lip.
She has a yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what
And it's hard, and she had a keloid, so it never healed. It just
Yeah.
swelled up,
Yeah.
and it's all in the middle of her face. And she had a very painful life, and she used to do poetry, and she was rapping about all type of different stuff. Hi guys, please support my videos. I've been following her since she had 20,000 subscribers. I saw her in the beginning of the pandemic. I feel like she went to Philly to try and get her shit together.
Right.
She came back to New York, and now her songs is like, I'm from New York. What the fuck you think I'm supposed to say? Good morning? Like, it's some crazy
Her whole
aggressive.
MO changed.
And if you see her, and at the end of her rap, she's like, she's having fun, and she's a kid, and she knows it's an act,
How old is she?
and she's not a child. She just mentally, she's just like a child. I'm sure she's like 20 something at this point.
See, like Nicki Minaj, how Nicki Minaj have like different personalities. Type
No,
shit? Oh.
no, her real personality is very friendly, very laughable, like on some Japanese anime chibi shit.
Right.
But in her persona, she been trying to come up all this time, and then she finally came up spewing hatred. And I don't know why that song caught on so good, but it did. Fuck, I look like da 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 da. You know, anybody know the song?
They manipulate what gets played and what gets aired. You know, you put on the radio rotation every day, it's gonna get steam. People will catch on.
What are people more connected with? You know, if you look at the Nicki Minaj, you look at the freaking Cardi B's, a lot of these females that are coming out now are basically doing the same formula as they do, because that's what people want. That's what they see people like. The views. This is what getting the views high. This is what getting people to come watch their videos or, you know, become famous. So they try, like, you know what? Let me follow the trend. Think about it.
It's different for black
Fabulous.
women,
Too much shock value. Everybody looking for shock value.
Black women in rap in today's day and age, they're more lost than the men. They're being completely manipulated, and they have no idea that they are. There's not a general good reason outside you being masculine or to be a rapper. It's against the natural way of things. Like you, Queen Latifah, she was MC Light. She was more butchy back then, and then modern day, she dresses more. She switched it up. You had to be kind of a dyke or kind of butchy,
because that's what hip hop. Because hip hop was more for men. It was more of a man type of thing.
Right. What I'm saying, why do men rap? Why do men sell drugs? To get money, to pay for their family, to try to get their family out the hood. The black women are the ones being taken out the hood by the man. Whoever their man is, they're going with him. There's no reason for women to go out here and be masculine and rap these and spew these nasty, disgusting things that they say outside of a feminist movement, manipulation, being misled, corrupt. That's them being used and puppeted. Black men, we know why they was out there streeting, selling dope and rapping and shit.
But look, people,
exactly.
but young people need to express themselves, and I know more women that keep journals than men. Men ain't gonna be sitting home writing in. They might write in a rap book.
Yeah.
But people need to express themselves. So a lot of these women wrote poetry, but it's no other out. What are you gonna do with a book of poems? Like, you gonna publish it? If you gonna publish it, nobody gonna run out. Yo, you gotta run out and grab that book.
Yeah, you gotta understand that. Black folks don't like poetry.
So they
black folks don't like to read books.
But poetry is still rap. So it's like the girl might become a rapper because she had stuff to say. She had a lot of pain inside, and it feels good to express yourself.
People misconstrue that. They call rap poetry, but poetry's not rap, bro.
Why not?
Because poetry is actually art, and rap is just gibberish. And I'm talking about today.
Right, but I'm don't you know girls? Didn't you have girls in your high school writing in their journal?
Yeah, my first love did. She had a whole diary of
But what do you do with all that time? And did you put?
You gonna rap it out?
Away?
You know that's not for the world to know.
That's how girls end up becoming songwriters, because they have a lot of that stuff.
They're not rapping about that shit. They're rapping about tricking a nigga, and the nigga ain't shit. And I bust my pussy and do it like this. But bitch, don't rap with no nigga. They're rapping toxic shit.
Right.
They're rapping like niggas.
Because that's where the trend has gone.
They're being manipulated.
Look what he said. He said a lot of times, a lot of men write for these females as artists. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes do write female songs. Biggie Smalls is writing Little Kim.
Shout out to Elbert Choice. Thank you so much for the donation.
He
says, I don't mind rappers rapping about the awful life they came from, but promoting it should be a no-go.
Facts.
I agree with that shit, right?
Facts.
I agree with that. You're rapping about your life coming up. You're doing what you're saying that the women are doing, but they're not. Sharing their diary, right? But if a teenage girl, if my first love shared her diary, it would be about, oh, how I didn't say a certain thing, or how much she loved me, or the first time we had sex. Oh, this was this. Oh, why does he do that? He's not talking to me. It wouldn't be something that you could put in a song and a rap song. You can put it in an R&B song, but we're talking about rappers. Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Doja, all these bitches ain't talking about wholesome shit.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
They talking about getting the dude.
Either are the men, but the men deal with the world. The world isn't wholesome. The men are out there in the trenches.
But the
women are not.
Being perverted is being perverted. Like, I used to like to say shocking things because it was shocking. That's why you say it for a reaction.
That's because you're a man. A woman shouldn't do that. A woman shouldn't say certain words because it's not feminine. That's not a woman's place. A man could spit. A woman should never spit. A man could say, oh my cock. A woman should never say, my pussy stink. Or my pussy, I didn't clean my pussy. She should never say pussy. I don't think a woman should ever talk about her pussy, say pussy.
Lil Kim started that though.
But as far as the accountability goes, don't you think that same man should hold himself to a higher standard as well?
No.
Why not be a gentleman?
No.
Why? Why be a trash ass dude when you could be you got hold yourself? You said you got people gotta hold ourselves accountable.
I agree with being a gentleman.
So spitting and all that shit in public. If you're in the military, you can't spit. You can't even scratch. In the military, when you stand at attention, if you scratch your balls or some shit like that, because they want you to hold yourself to a higher. They said that's animal shit. Scratching, picking up. That's if a fly land on your nose, you still got to stand at attention because they want you to be impeccable.
I get you.
So a motherfucker scratching his balls and saying his cock stink. That's still trash.
We're talking about rappers though. We're in the shit now. We're not talking about gentlemen citizens like me and you. We're talking about rappers, right?
But
there's no gentleman rapper.
This is why my era was Will Smith was a rapper. Like Will I Am is
what
a
happened
rapper.
to Will Smith? He's got hold. They made a joke out of Will Smith. You make clean rap, nigga. Get up out of here. Nobody want to listen to that shit. That's how they said. That's what they would say.
Millions. He did make millions.
Yeah, he made millions, but he didn't make millions like the other fools was making millions, right?
He made money. Like he made money, but his money really came during the acting.
Yeah.
When he started acting, like he made money. Him and Jazzy Jeff made bread going on tours and all that, but they didn't make money like LL Cool J, 50 Cent,
right.
All the big wigs, bro. He didn't make money like that. He made his money on the tops from acting. That's where his.
At the end of the day, we gotta really understand, bro. It's the parenting, bro. Everything is about confusion today. I was talking about it. Confusion is the number one thing that's hitting our society. We want to take the straight, make them gay. Take the boys, make them men, so we can have sex with them. Get the children, make the women hate the men, make the men hate the women, make the moms hate the dads, make the moms hate the sons hate the moms, the daughters hate the daddies, the moms. Confusion is number one on that goddamn chalkboard for the last 10 years, bro.
Remember what Pac said? We have a race of babies that hate the ladies that make the babies.